Hello, man. Hello, man. Welcome y'all to another Slim and Roth podcast. We on our episode 2, man. We made it episode 2, baby.
We made it.
Hello, man. Because this podcasting is not that easy as people try to make it. We've been brainstorming the last couple of days about what our next podcast is going to be about. So before we do that, let's go ahead and just again introduce ourselves to the audience out there. So of course I gotta let Beauty go first. Hello.
Oh yes, Beauty here. I am Slim. I am half of this Slim Roth podcast. I'm feeling like a pro, babe. You done let me in. I'm about to take over.
Hello.
No. I won't wear that yet. Still a newbie. Episode 2. I'm excited. The momentum's still here. I'm ready.
Hello. Well, man, you sounding good. You sound like a pro.
Thank you.
You don't sound like a newbie, a noob, as they say online, as them gamers like to say, a noob. But anyway, my name is Rothstein Beats, co-host of this great podcast, and we had a lot of support for our first podcast, which you can go back and listen to on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, in SoundCloud.
Hey, so we out here.
We out here in these streets. You can go back and listen, and you can find this podcast on those same platforms. So again, thank y'all for tuning in, man. This episode, babe, what's the name of this episode?
This episode is all about tests and growth.
Man, oh man. And we've been through that. I mean, I believe everybody out there who's going to listen to this podcast is going to say, yeah, I've been through some
absolutely.
tests and I've been through some growth. And another thing, I know I've been through a lot of growth because gray hair. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just started getting gray hair probably about 2 years ago.
Okay, so are you going to call that gray hair growth or wisdom?
I feel like wisdom is growth. I feel like
come on then.
Growth
okay.
is the beginning of wisdom. Like you can't get wisdom until you grow into it.
I like that. I like that.
What about you? What do you think gray hair means, or it just means nothing?
It means anything except besides old age.
No. Hello.
Because I got some prematures going on.
It was some people I went to high school with who had gray hair. So you know what I mean.
Same.
So you really can't say age. So and they was dumb as hell. So I can't say wisdom either.
So no, I do think they are wisdom and stress. I know I have a few gray hairs that I've named after my youngest child.
Okay. Well, that could be a part of. That could definitely be a part of why you get gray hair. Because you want to do something, but then you don't. So then you learn. Like, I'm about to get you. But then you learn. You know what I mean? But the younger you probably would have got them. So,
definitely. So
that's why I think, I look at gray hair. But I'll definitely let you start it off as far as, as far as this growth and, these tests and what was on your mind. Because I got to give you credit. You definitely had the great idea for this title. So let's talk about it.
Thank you. So, since you've last heard from us, Roth and I have just had a week of definitely tests, and these tests forced, for lack of a better term, us into growth. And this growth wasn't just having to move past it. There were so many moments of enlightenment. I think you would agree.
Yes.
And they felt like attacks, but it had to happen. We had to learn from it. And things that were happening, the growth, it came from us together. It came from us separately. It came in the form of career. It came in the form of social. It came in the form of family. We just saw so much this week, and we both realized that a breakthrough is coming.
Hallelujah. Preach.
Yes, it's coming. It's coming. So let me ask you, Mr. Rothstein, just speaking back on the past 7 days, as far as your growth, handling it now, present day, do you feel like you handled it better, worse, a clearer mind? Let me know the difference of how you would have handled this, say, 10 years ago.
Man, you asked some great questions. Well, I like to grade myself. That's kind of like what I like to do, and because every test, I don't know anybody that every test they got an A plus. I
Same.
don't know anybody, and I don't know, and I've known almost everybody to almost fail a test or have failed a test. You know what I'm saying? Due to not being prepared, due to, you didn't understand. So when I have those moments, I look at it and I test myself. I say, all right, well, I did good with this. So I always look at the good points. And then I did not so good with this. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I shouldn't have said this, or I shouldn't have reacted off of my natural reaction instead of logically thinking it through. Like sometimes it's better just to be quiet until you can gather yourself and really say what you need to say, because a lot of times when you're upset, that's where miscommunication comes through. You know, you don't really get to say what you want to say because you got 10,000 thoughts, or even the past may come into the front of your mind and whatever that trigger was, and then that blocks out what you really want to say. You know what I mean? Because you're so caught up in the moment, and then you're reliving the moment, and then you're already thinking about something else. So it's like all these things is like a disaster waiting to happen. So but definitely I learn, and that's the best thing. Sometimes you have to go through things to learn. And learning sucks sometimes. Like, you can try to get a kid right now, like, hey, let's go learn this. Oh my God. And even though it's going to benefit them. Apples. Even though you need to know how to count, motherfucker. Somebody going to count. Somebody going to take your money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's why I'm like, sometimes learning is not fun, but it's necessary. So that's what I say through the test and the growth moments that I had. I give myself a C plus.
C plus.
Yeah, like I was almost at a B, but I misspelled a word or something. I didn't put the punctuation in the right spot or something.
Tough critic.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, oh yeah. Listen, man, I don't smell my own stuff. You know what I mean? Like some people think they smell like roses. No, my God, you boo boo. You smell like boo boo, like everybody else. If you're a human being, you might be an alien, but if you're a human being, you smell like boo boo.
Okay, I like that.
Don't act like your shit don't stink. That's why I be looking at people. Don't act like your shit don't stink like mine, like that person, the poor person, the rich person, this person. They breath stink just like your breath, morning breath stink. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody waking up with a good, fresh minty breath. No, that's not happening. So if you can have any of those things happening, you need to humble yourself. That's all I can say. If you're not living on another level than people where your body does something totally different, like you can live forever. Like if you can't fly or do nothing crazy, then I don't want to hear from you. Like I don't want to hear your opinion. I really don't care what you think, because you just like you. That's like me telling me something. Like
right.
We're all human beings, so like no one's better than anybody. It's so crazy how people try to make people feel better than. But we all can get beat up. We all can get shot.
Right.
We all have took L's. So like we all should be more humble and be more welcoming to each other. So I'm gonna end right there.
Ooh, I like that. Definitely the humbling yourself part. It's so easy when we're flying so close to the sun to feel invincible.
Hello.
But then there's always that one thing that's gonna bring you back down to reality. And so being humbled is inevitable. I'll say that.
Oh, whether you want to do it or not, it's going to happen.
Oh, absolutely.
You'll be brought to your knees. Some way or somehow. In one area that you're weak in, the one area you're super sensitive in, your heart is in it. That's where you're going to get humbled at. You know what I'm saying? Because some people don't care about a lot of things, but when it's those some things that they care about and it's attacked, and then that's when people, either change or they keep fighting against it.
Oh, very true. Very true. And I feel, just in my opinion, that more often than not, well, let me speak for myself. I'm more likely to fight against it just initially before I'm like, Slim, you were wrong. and fix that, change it, tweak that. So yes, my natural instinct is usually to fight against it. Wrong and strong sometimes.
Hey, well, I mean, you know, you believe in what you're gonna believe in. So if it's something you believe in and you're gonna fight for it, and that's what you're gonna do. You're like, nah, I don't got none. You know what I mean? Regardless, if you keep hitting your head up against the wall, you keep running into the wall. You, I'm gonna break that wall down. Like, no, like, girl, you're not.
You're not.
And then you're gonna get tired, and then you're like, all right, I'm gonna go back the other way. So
Right.
you know what I mean? So, but I mean, we all have to understand. Like, we all have weaknesses. We all have areas of improvement, as I like to say. You know what I mean? Like. So you know, we should be more forgiving towards people. Just I mean, certain things against our human code and our beliefs that, you know, it's gonna be hard with the flesh to forgive somebody. But if it's on a lower level, and I feel like if it's not that serious, then it's, you know what I'm saying, like, we shouldn't make it so serious, because it's really not that serious. Like, we're arguing over this, you know what I mean? Like, it's way more other bigger fish to fry, as they like to say. But we get caught up in the my dad like to say, worrying about the wrong things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Very true.
We need to be looking over here where the fire at, but we over here worrying about where it's all good. Look, everything's good right here. We need to be over there, right? You know what I mean? But that's what whatever we put our attention to, that's kind of where we get caught up in.
Very true, very true. And I think a lot of that has to do with, like you said, how much you care about it. And then there's this thing called passion. When you throw that in the mix.
Is care below passion or above passion?
I feel like care is below passion. Because I can care about some stuff. Like, I care that, you know, there's stuff going on in the world. But if I'm passionate about it, I'm giving it me. So, yes, passion definitely carries more weight with me. Okay. You mentioned something about not wanting to hear from people if they're human like you, making the same mistakes as you, probably even worse. What do you think a big reason is that people get so invested in other people's lives, as far as what they're wearing, what they're eating, what they're drinking, their sexual orientation, their gender identification? Why do you think people care or get so invested in those things?
I feel like social media made people super opinionated.
Okay.
Like, everybody has a voice. Everybody has something they can say. So if they are allowed to say it, like, that's pretty much what they're going to do now. Like, it's like everybody wants to comment on it. Your hair, what clothes you wear, what shoes you wear, why are you wearing those pants, why you got that jacket, why da. And I think nowadays with celebrities, they do stuff so people can't just, because they're going to talk about it regardless. So exactly. I'm going to give you something to talk about. And it may last for a day, may last for 3 days, may last for a week, depending on how trashy. Because if it's dope, it's only going to do one day. You know, the good stuff only going to last one day.
Right.
But the trashy stuff is going to last, you know. You know what I mean? That's always going to have a longer storyline versus like, oh, they look amazing. But anyway, did you see what they was wearing? Like, it's like people care so much about being trashy versus supportive, like, or I don't understand what it is, so I'm not gonna say nothing, versus or make it a meme or Photoshop it or this that and or talk about you on Twitter. And so it's you know, the internet's a scary place because there's a lot of lonely people who are they ain't got nobody else to talk to, so guess what, they just online all day. And then they just opinionated about everything. Like, oh, I feel like LeBron's the best. Or, oh, I feel like, you know, or Donald Trump is this. Or or Bitcoin is this. So, you know, and you know me, I like to study and look at people and watch. And I just see everybody got something to say. Like, it's like grandma's got something to say. Go on Facebook, grandma's going in on stuff. Like,
Grandma, you should be getting your life right about now.
Grandma, why y'all not in prayer group or something right now? Like, what happened? Prayer group ain't that around no more? You know what I mean? But I'm gonna, throw it back to you on that. Like, what do you think?
I think it has a lot to do with often people hate themselves. So to deflect, let's just go ahead and dump this trash and dump this hate and insecurity and everything else on you. Let's get this up off me for a little while because it's killing me day in and day out. Let you wear a little bit of this. So that self-hatred, a lot of free time. Like you said, the internet, anybody can throw a filter on their picture, make themselves air quote perfect, and now let me go ahead and try and make you feel less than because I'm empty as hell inside. So
I gotta break you down.
Yes.
I gotta like literally hair, eyelashes, your cheekbones, your nose, your this, your that.
Yes.
Like and it's so crazy. Like no one's gonna have the perfect look. Like no one's gonna be beautiful to everybody. Like
exactly.
You know what I mean? And then they just have this idea of what beauty is or making stuff popular. But if you saw this person in the street, I wouldn't think they was like all that. But since they're on TV and they got the most expensive makeup, they got the best hair, they got the nicest clothes. So yeah, you're gonna look like a million. Like if you look at Chris Rock when he first started and like Chris Rock now, he look like a crackhead. That's what he did. But now money make you look different.
Oh yeah.
You can look at anybody before they got money. Like I'm gonna look different when I get my money.
You're already perfect to me.
I know, but baby, I'm gonna look different. I'm gonna look like I don't know how they do it, what vitamins they be taking, but these people be looking better.
But then but you say better, but then they go overboard and just look like crap. Cardi B, Lil Kim.
That's what I'm saying, because they trying to be this perfect,
exactly.
Whatever, your nose contour, or this, that, or that. And then when the doctor mess up, it's like, ooh, I can't do nothing else. You're like, huh? You can't glue it back? And like, no, I cut your nose off. Hold on, you did what? Like, I put putty. Like, your nose is just putty now. What kind of mess? You know what I'm saying? So once the plastic surgery is botched, that's what I always say. Like, botches is a big thing. Like, botching is like there's more horror stories than there is success stories.
Yes.
And you look at people with money and they're going to the top of the line surgeons and this, that, and they still looking crazy.
It's unnatural.
I mean, they still, like, you go to the best that money can buy, and then somebody gonna go to Colombia and think you gonna get...
Right.
I don't even want to go there.
Let's not.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you get too crazy with it.
So anyway, you got next segment. You got another segment because we doing pretty good. Right, we're about the halfway point right now.
Oh, so we're doing time limits. Okay.
We're at the halfway point.
All right, let's switch it up a little bit. We kind of segued. Let's move all the way over. Let's go to. So we just got off of Valentine's Day a couple weeks ago. Too cute. Hope all the lovers out there had a good time. We'll see if we have some Scorpios, 2023 Scorpios.
Hold on, real quick, while we on the Zodiac, and I gotta call you out real quick because I was on TikTok, and I know you can't believe everything you see on the internet, but they brought facts behind it.
Okay.
In the top 2 serial killers, you want to know who's number 2? I'm gonna let you guess who's number 2.
Aries.
Nope. We're nowhere near on there.
I know it wasn't Cancer.
We have some of the. We're like some of the least. So number 2 is Scorpios.
Oh, okay.
So
really,
but it's crazy because you're supposed to be made during love.
Yes.
But they're have the second highest serial killers of Scorpios.
Okay, so my mouth is open right now. What?
That's what I'm saying. You're made in love month, and then they're the second killers. Serial killers. Okay,
but there's always a flip side. So the other side to these ones that are made in love on the 14th. What about the ones that were made on the 13th and the 15th?
You gotta account for that
weren't
too.
even supposed
to be
for
that too, but they're still a part of that. You can't skip past because y'all in the same group. You can't be like, oh, I ain't in your group. No,
You're
in
paying
that,
for the sins of the.
no, you in that group. Somewhere around that time when you land in there. Oh my God, yeah, watch out.
Watch out! Oh my God!
So they're number 2. So guess who's number 1? You already know. In Cancer. And they said they are the number ones that kill out of jealousy. They say they're the ones that kill out of jealousy, and that's why they're number 1.
Okay, so I can believe that.
Yeah. I was like, wow. That took me by surprise because I thought I was going to like, nah, it can't be no Aries because I really sat there and watched. And it was like, and they said Cancer's out because they care so much.
Yes, I was going to say passion. Yes. I can see that, and I don't. Well, you know what? I'll say I'm jealous, scary. But don't do it. I'm territorial. I'm territorial. It's mine. It's mine.
And so are other Cancer feeling the same way.
Oh man.
Yeah. So I just wanted to tell you that while we was in
holy smokes.
Yeah. And look it up. I mean, that's what TikTok says. So you gotta believe it.
Yeah, if TikTok said it, I mean, that's Bible.
Because they looked it up before they got on TikTok. I don't know if they did, but I believe them.
Okay, so.
And I got Cancer kids. And kids, calm down. Anyway, go ahead.
I got Cancer kids. Calm down.
Calm down. My guys, calm down.
Okay, so. Ooh, that was. Oh, man.
That
just threw me for a loop.
Hello.
Now I'm all over the place.
I know. You thinking, got them wheels turning.
It does.
Calm down, Cancers.
Calm down, Cancer. Oh, that's the word. Yep. Calm down, Cancers.
Don't tell me to calm down. All right, never mind. Don't tell a Cancer nothing.
Oh, you can tell us something. Not calm down, though.
All right, so what do you... All right, while we on it real quick.
Okay.
What do you tell a Cancer when they're upset? Like, how do you calm a Cancer down when they're upset?
So,
is there a key word? Is there an approach? Like,
there's not.
So you just let it, like, you gotta let it play out.
You kind of do, because you just let it. You have to let a Cancer let it out, because you have to understand that we have been holding it in, and then when it comes out, it's because it's a breaking point. So you're getting about 5 months of this smoke. So it needs to, all the steam needs to come out. It all needs to just be released. And if you want to combat that, it's just going to be a hurricane meeting a tornado, and it's going to be worse. So you have to understand that. You just
gotta be like the weather. You gotta let it just pass through.
You do.
And just buckle down.
You do.
Okay.
Because it is just going to pass through, and you have to understand that it is coming from that place of passion. That's my word of the night.
One thing I can say about Cancer is that you guys have like a heart as well, to where you wouldn't even feel bad. Like some people don't even feel bad. Like some people like, man, no, forget that. I'm still mad.
Right.
So y'all was one thing I say about you guys are empathetic when it needs to, like, all right, yo, no, and then you will try to fix it, or y'all try to smooth things out. So
yes.
I can give y'all props on that, because I've been cooking y'all
Thank
right
you.
now. I'm gonna give y'all a little props right there.
With the serial killer.
This is what the internet. This is what TikTok said. If TikTok said it, you gotta believe it.
I'm gonna write a letter, dear Mr. TikTok. Speaking for the Cancers, I'm gonna be the spokesperson for the Cancers.
Oh Lord, help them. Pray for them. Pray for the Cancers, man.
Okay, so I have something. So with that, being that you would allow a Cancer to be a Cancer, and we're just generally speaking, we know that this isn't blanket and all that good stuff. Do you allow, being an Aries, the Ram, who can definitely bring the smoke, do you allow yourself to be vulnerable when you have a crazy Cancer losing their shit for a moment, or do you combat? What's your first response?
Well, my first response, because like Rams, we gotta like charge up. Like if you ever see a Ram, like they're doing their legs,
right,
and they're like,
sound effects are perfect.
You know what I mean? Like they're just heating up. He's heating up. You know what I'm saying? So My first reaction is to try to, that calm, keep the peace. That's one thing is to keep the peace. Like, we're peaceful animals. Like, you don't hear rams be fucking people up like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't. Like, have you heard, seen in the news, the ram?
Right, no ram attacks.
No, ain't no ram attack. Now, if you do it, you're going to deserve it. So, that, like, people don't say that part. If you do get a ram, if you get to hear about a ram attack, 9,999, the person came up with fucking with the ram. The person came up with fucking the ram, mind hidden and then just eating, grab whatever rams do. Whatever the rams doing, that's what the rams was ramming. The rams was out there ramming, and somebody fuck with them, and then we got a guy. When we fuck you up, we gonna fuck you up. So. So yeah, it starts off with no smoke and then it goes to smoke. But one thing we also try to do is, if it is wrong, if we are wrong, we do come back and try to, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, you know what, you know what I'm saying, because it's principles with us. Anybody you meet, any Aries you meet, you're gonna meet is principles with us. As long as you're moving the right way and operating the right way, you're gonna be Gucci with us. Right. You ain't gonna see the legs start kicking up, right? But man, oh man, you start hitting this on the horns right there. You gonna like, oh snap, oh you want some smoke, and then that leg start kicking, and then once them hoes gone, dude, we knock them out. You might not even been in it, and you might get fucked up. You're like, man, I was just standing on the sideline, and you got your ass fucked up by the ram. So the ram, the ram, when the smoke is smoke, so. Yeah, but we're peaceful until provoked. And sometimes we do bring the smoke, sometimes. But 99.99, somebody bring the smoke to the ram.
Really?
I'm just saying, I have my closest friends are Aries.
Both of my parents are Aries.
And are they naturally smokers or when the smoke is brought to them?
One of each.
One of each. What now, is it March or April?
They're April.
Oh, no. Hold on.
So this is different.
Big difference.
Okay.
April's close to Taurus bulls.
Okay.
So, we're like more like like March is more kind of, because we're like at the end of March. So it's like, I'm the 22nd when it starts and it ends on the 30th. And then ends on the 31st for the March. So for those amount of days, those March Aries is different. And then when it hit April 1st, when April Fools come, they start acting a fool.
That's crazy.
Because April Aries, AA. Oh my God. They are smoked first. They are smoked first. My closest homie, he's an April Aries. Okay. Smoke first. And he gonna give it to you. My other boy, smoke first. And then sometimes we had smoke. But then, yeah, because it was this airy energy. Right. But we got so much principle and respect for each other. It was like, no brain. Like, we can't beef with each other. We can't have smoke with each other. Because that's what we move off of principle and love. So it's like, it was like one day, like me and my closest boy, we have smoke over something dumb. And then it was one day, and then one time I had a bad attitude, and he gave me something. He's like, man, here, take that. And then I felt better. I was like, oh, thanks, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because he knew, I had to smoke. He's like, let me give him something to calm the smoke down. And then I did vice versa for him. Like, oh, here, have a drink. He's like, oh, thanks. Like, and then we was able to, move on. So I don't want to, that was another long talk. But
no, I like that. And now I'm enlightened about the March and the Aprils.
Watch out for them Aprils, man.
I see similarities with you as a March and my father as an April.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to definitely see the fire. It's going to be fire. Like, that's what I say. It's going to be the fire there. But the April take it to another level. Like, April, we're this level, April's on another level. And don't even get me started on the Tauruses.
Oh, yeah.
That's my sister. So, Do not even get me started on the
I have
Tauruses.
some horror stories about Taurus.
Oh my! Everybody I know got some shit about a Taurus. So
Yes.
I love them. It's crazy because every sign has good and like trashy people. I won't say bad. I would say trashy. Every zodiac sign has great and trashy people, and great and trashy qualities that we possess. That's why I'm like, we woke up to what we came to. This is our body. This is our mind. This is our spirit. I don't know if it was a selection process before we got here, and I didn't know, but I had to learn.
Yeah.
My personality, not to be shy or this, that, not to be afraid to do stuff. And we all got, fears and things that hold us back, but then we also got things that drive us and motivate us and da. So, yeah,
True. Well, let's stay on astrology for a second. So, with these signs, do you believe in the compatibility and also incompatibility of different signs, same signs trying to be together?
I don't. I feel like with love, there's no playbook or script for
Come
it.
on. Perfect answer.
So you can try to have the date nights. You can try to have the love languages. You can try to strategize. We're gonna be this and we're gonna do this and But that's not gonna guarantee that person's gonna love you every day.
Come on.
You need to be loved every day. Are they gonna take days off? Are they gonna take months off? Are they gonna take years off of loving you how you need to be loved? So I feel as though that's why I don't like too much cliche things or popular things or what other people are doing things, because that don't guarantee. That's like somebody saying, hey, to go to the NBA is to do this route. That don't happen. You know what I mean? Or to be a rapper. This is how it's going to happen to be a rapper. Life is so unpredictable now to where a person could be one way this day and another way different. I'm like, what the fuck? So you know what I mean? So I just say consistency is the only.
I love it.
For sure, playbook thing I could say, if you want to say it as a playbook, to try to say it as a playbook of love. But love is everything. It's not just the good stuff. It's also the bad stuff, or the not so good stuff. It's also the pain. Love.
Come on.
Love is every God. So that's why I say God is love. God is love, and love is everything. So if we took one thing out, it would imbalance everything.
We done got him started, y'all.
Don't get me cooking.
He is cooking.
Don't get me cooking, man. People just want the fruits. They don't want the weeds. They don't want the bugs eating up your fruit. They just want everything to be perfect and Cinderella storybook and all this. But in reality, in this life, you gotta take the sweet with the sour.
Yes.
And some people like the sour. Some people like that little sour face, making a sour face, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And then some people some sweet heads. I'm the sweet head. I love sweets. I love that little good feeling to make you feel on the inside of sweet. So you gotta take the good and you gotta take the not so good.
Agreed.
All right,
agreed.
Back to you. I gotta flip it back to you because I've been cooking. So
I need to hear.
Do you believe in that? Do you think I'm like, hey, I'm an Aries, and you're like, my last guy was an Aries, so I can't mess with y'all. And then we could have been super compatible. We could have been, this, that, and the other. So do you feel like people can miss out because they're prejudging the future? Like people are trying to know what the future is. So do you think they prejudge the situation based off of zodiac signs?
Absolutely. I've seen it. I've experienced it. Personally, I don't fall into it. But for shits and giggles, of course, I checked our compatibility, and we are perfect. No.
Oh my God. You know you're crossing your fingers.
Please. No, people do, and I think a lot of it is, everyone wants something to believe in. That's why there are higher powers. That's why there are crystals and earth and this and this. People need something to believe in, and just something to keep them grounded. And if that's what they need, fine. But if they're using that as a guide, they are absolutely missing out on just generalizing and using these blankets on people. I don't even know all the dates that the birth dates make, whatever signs or whatever.
I don't even know a Libra. Like, I don't even know what a Libra is.
Frank and Dick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's it. So now you know two Libras.
I don't want to know Libra. I'm just playing. I love them. But no, what's like Capricorn? Do you know Capricorn?
No. What, is that January or
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Like January.
See, I don't know.
I know Sagittarius, that's December.
Right.
Virgo, that's my brother, September.
Right.
Yeah.
Leo.
Gemini. I don't even get me started. Now that one, I will discriminate. Now,
babe, if I was a Gemini.
Oh, it went over.
What? Y'all hear this?
I have trauma from the Gemini.
So do I.
But no, it was like, I would kick. Now I'm just let me not say that on the podcast. You can say that on the podcast. But no, I have trauma, and I got Gemini trauma.
Okay.
Like, because I don't want to. This is real life, so I don't. I like to talk facts.
Mm-hmm.
He got into it with his girlfriend. He abused his girlfriend, and I'm definitely not with that. So that gave the guy Gemini's a bad taste. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then the girl Gemini was, this person would cry and pray with you, and then the next minute, once you're fired, lose you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You would cry. You telling me your life story, everything, your mama and everything, and then now you want to try to get me fired and make me lose my everything. So that's why it's like I can't trust them. You know what I'm saying? And if I can't trust you, you're in a bad spot with me. Like, I don't care who my family, whoever. If I can't trust you, if I don't feel like you have my best interest, or I had to see you one eye open, watching you, what you doing, then I can't have you around me.
Right.
And, you know what I mean? So that's just my personal.
Oh man, that was traumatic.
Yeah, it was like
times 2.
Yeah, it was like he was my guy. Like we was hanging out almost every day.
Yeah,
and then like I come and I see, and I knew his girl. Like I knew his girlfriend before I knew him.
Oh, okay.
And they ended up meeting and then started dating, and then one thing led to another. And I see her all, what happened? And she told him so for me, my loyalty is more for her because I've known her longer, and she know a girl I went to high school with. That's like her good friend. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, yo, these my people,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't get into like trying to meet him up and then because that was what it is. But
yeah,
I just couldn't. He tried to hang. I couldn't get down with you like that, bro. Because
right.
I don't care. Like I don't care, bro. Leave. Like it should never get to that point. And then, like, if it does get to a point, you keep going on and on. Like, come on, my guy. Like,
yeah,
that's where it's something different. Even even once you go past the first thing, it's like, bro, you wilding. So after that, it's like, you know what I mean? I can't rock with. So that's why, like I said, on the guy side, I'm not saying every Gemini dude is like that. I want to make sure I make it clear, but. That's when I have the experience, you got to prove me wrong after that. Like, okay. I got to meet somebody else. And fortunately
unfortunately
for Gemini, now fortunately for me, I haven't met another guy Gemini that I've been kind of close with to where I can think differently. And then on the woman's side, if you even, when I ask you, I say, what's your zodiac sign? Or I say, what's your birthday? And it's around that date. And I'm like, oh, hell, man. I don't care how fine you is. I don't care how fine you
Geminis.
Is. Because you're going to make me fall in love with you, and then you're going to try to kill, you're going to do some crazy. You're going to try to bust my windows out my car. I'm like, you just told me you love me, now you bust my windows out the car. So that's how I look at gymnastics.
Jeez. But you know what? You're safe. You don't ever have to worry about that because you're just stuck with a cancer. So
that's cool.
Exactly.
It's okay. I got them around me already. So. Shout out to the cancers.
Hey.
But I feel as though. Do you feel as though that people who look at the compatibility test and see that they're not compatible with that person, but they already have feelings for that person, do you feel like, is that a conflict right there? Or do you feel like, forget the test? Because some people, like you said, I'm going to check the test out, and live by the test. So is it the opposite to where we aren't compatible? Nah, forget what that test says.
I'm all about forget what the test say.
But why take it then?
For shits and giggles.
Oh,
it's out there. You're reading something on the internet and compatibility test is your soulmate.
You want to hear something good.
I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't?
I just want to think something good's going to happen.
If it had said something bad about me being with this Aries man, it's too late. I am completely wrapped up in this.
When did you take this test?
What's this, February? Maybe December-ish.
So let's backtrack even more. So what made you want to take a test? Why didn't you take a test before? And what made you take it after months already being together? Like,
so it never crossed my mind to take a test. Like I said, I was on my Google News page, and one of the articles that came up, because of course the algorithms is all about relationships and stuff, and it had an article about compatible signs, and then you can put your sign. So click, boom, it happened. So it wasn't premeditated at all.
Okay. That's understandable. If it pulls up, you just, let me check it out.
Right.
Because I know some people like, what's your zodiac sign? Like, this, and they're like, Like, what? My baby daddy is, we had I don't even know him. He's not even from the same area. Like, we not related. I see relations like, that's your cousin, and no, your cousin crazy.
Right.
So they base it off of your birthday now. Like,
crazy.
So do you feel like love is doomed? Do you feel like is love real? Do you feel, because people are always trying to figure out the formula. People are always trying to figure out, even when they're on these sites on Instagram and people shooting their shots and doing all these different things. Do you feel like love is doomed? Do you feel like people want love, or they just want a fling, or or whatever they want from a person?
I'll pick out of there to answer first. Do I believe love is real? I believe God is love. God is real.
Hello.
So therefore,
Message.
Yes, love is real. Do I feel like love is doomed? Yes.
Man, don't tell me that, please. I was hoping. See how you want to hear something good? That was right then. I want to hear something good, but I felt the same way, so that's why I wanted to hear something good. But
it's doomed in the way that you said, like social media, people chasing the next best thing, not appreciating what they have, things being superficial, people wanting things to look one way as opposed to paying more attention to the real. Like we mentioned earlier about the filters and making it all look cute just to post. Everyone needs to take that energy, that focus into what's in front of you or what you can get. There's so much good out there, but we're force-fed all the negative. We're force-fed all the fake. Everything that could be, should be, as opposed to go after what you want.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you feel like celebrity relationships, people making up and breaking up or switching partners, this person now dating this person, do you feel like that has an effect on people's real lives? Do you feel like people want to be celebrities? So, like Lori Harvey, she's a big topic of women, like, yes, Lori, date all the men in the industry. It's okay. The guys do it. So Do you feel as though celebrities and pop culture has an influence on love being doomed?
I absolutely feel that way because those celebrities have so many admirers. They have so many impressionable minds that are watching, wanting, jealous, chasing after those things that, and in reality, they're never going to get. And I can say that because
she didn't crush your dreams.
Sorry, you might get one, but you're not about to get all these baddies that Lori had. You're not about to get, if you're a guy, you're not about to get all the baddies Nick Cannon had. Right. So one or two maybe. So it's just unattainable and therefore unrealistic. But people are still going to chase it because it's in their face and. Now I want it. I gotta have it. It's popular. It's cute. It looks like it feels good.
Wow, that's a great point. Well, I wanna piggyback. So, do you think the music also has a part in? Do you feel like is there a fine line between women? I guess I want to say freedom of speech. I want to call it, or women saying what's on their mind versus, because nowadays we know women are in your face with it. Like, we of course we grew up on Lil' Kim and Foxy, but it was not that many. We had the Queen Latifahs and different things. So, do you feel as though with women now, owning everything they got going on and owning who they are, do you feel like that has a part in why love is doomed as well?
Yes, I do. But it's the same when it was flipped on the guys, when guys were just talking about bitches and slutting them out and this and that and the other. Love was doomed because now we're trying to find the guy who doesn't feel that way. We trying to weed through and find us an R&B guy.
No, they more thugs than rappers. So. You better be careful with
like a new edition one.
Okay, I was saying you might want to say 80s R&B. No, Bobby Brown. No,
you're not Bobby.
No, you talk R&B. So maybe R&B ain't a good one.
Maybe not. I want an unrapper.
Okay,
an unwomanizer. Just a regular. So, being that females are doing it. Almost like they learned from the guys or finally got their platform, got their voice, and now it's just tit for tat. And so that will forever make doomsday.
Because, like you said, the guys has always been, like you said, explicit talk or, calling women out their names and this, that, and the other. And, but now with the women saying, like, I'm FNF, you know what I mean? You little dudes, get out of here, or you ain't got no money, you don't deserve no pussy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's some new type of talk, So do you feel as though ladies now don't want a relationship? They rather just have money?
I don't want to blanket that. I see it from both sides. There is a large group that just want money. Because then once again, it's advertised. You get with these guys, you're gonna be flued out, show you all these things, and when you're done with that one, or when he's done with you, go get another one, things like that. So there's no love in it. People are doing it for what they can get out of it. Then on the flip side, there are people that either had to go through something, learn something. It's like there's more to it than that. It's not worth my soul. It's not worth the heartbreak that's going to come with that. It's not worth everything I'm going to have to sacrifice for that. It's just not worth it.
Well, do you feel as though when a woman's in her 20s, she's 20, she's doing her thing, she's, making money, traveling, looking good, got her hair good, and a guy comes up and he's like, he's working on himself. He's working, but he's not all the way together. Do you feel as though that guy doesn't deserve a chance to be with that girl because she got her stuff together? She's looking good, everything, everything's looking good, and then she meet a guy who's, finding himself and, who didn't get a good start, but he's trying to, bounce back. So do you think he deserves a shot to do you think a modern woman would want a guy like that? Or she wants a you gotta have it too. You gotta be balling too. You gotta be this, that too.
Okay.
Or you know, I want to hear from you on that.
Okay, how modern are we talking? Are we talking 2023?
I'm talking 2020. With 20 and you 20, you was born in 2000 right now.
Oh
like,
gosh.
you was born in 2000.
Oh man.
You was born in 2001.
And
now you talk about a guy who born, he born 2001 as well. He's, just getting, he's just trying to work and figure it out.
Okay. I do feel like he deserves a chance. I'm a romantic. I believe in people. I believe in humanity. Granted, I was not born in 2001. I got some miles on me, y'all. But I believe in those things. I don't need a ready-made person. I'm all about growing with them, et cetera, et cetera. If I got to hold us down, like, okay, fine. However,
let's talk about this mindset.
Let's talk about 2000.
Let's talk about the 2000.
Bro might not have a chance.
He might have a chance because I saw real quick. I don't mean to cut you, but I saw on TikTok. A girl was asking this guy, he was 22 or something, and she was like, so what do you do? He's like, I work somewhere. And somebody laughed. And they laughed that he had a job.
Wow.
So, you know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm thinking. Is this the mindset of like, if you ain't already popping, yes. You know what I'm saying? Is that the mindset that you got to have NBA money and you got to be a drug dealer or gang member? Like, how are you? Scammer is number one for this age group.
Gosh,
so,
right.
So yeah. So what do you think?
Unfortunately, I think Honest Abe does not have a chance. He doesn't have a good chance out here. He's gonna have to weed through and try and find some wholesome girl that's gonna do it because there's so many of these younger
City
ones.
Girls.
City girls.
City girls up 1,000.
That are good. He's just gonna get overlooked and, like you said, laughed at for
just being a regular.
Regular
guy.
And,
like, he's not a rapper. He's not.
Right. That's sad. Humanity is doomed.
That's why I wanted to hear from you, just because you of course we went through our 20 eras and now we're able to see them in their 20 eras and like, wow, like this is like the mindset now and I love how open and like people are more open than they ever been. Yeah. But then at the same time, it's like people are so easily gullible and influenced. I think this is probably the most influenced generation, like easily the influenced generation.
Right.
And right. What do you think is the cause for that? What do you think is social media or what? Because people just seeing influence. They got people who being paid to be influencers.
Right.
You think it's just influence to this internet?
Force fed it, and it's beyond their control. The algorithms are going to push more into what they're seeing, what they're hearing, what they're experiencing, and it's not their fault. Then they're the anomalies. So I have a child that was born in 2001, and she has a good little working guy. Honest. They do their little things. There's no scamming, and she works, he works. So there is some hope in there, but more
do you
often
feel
than
like
not,
the bigger number or the bigger influence versus the anomalies because the anomalies are not going to get shown on TV or not going to get shown credit or not going to get shown love. They're going to want the tatted up, have showing money everywhere and all that type of, because that's what I mean. So I want to bring it back to, do you feel as though the money is the root of all this? Do you feel like the money is what's causing all these issues?
The money.
Love is ruined because of money.
Yes. Not solely. There are some other factors in there, but yes, money is ruining love.
It's a part of it.
Yes.
Do you think money are people losing their soul, selling their souls easier than ever over money?
Yes.
Over views now.
You're right, over views.
You see some of these YouTube guys almost getting beat up and all that for views. Like they're doing this for views. So are they doing it for the clout? Absolutely.
And it's been going on. We've had conversations. I've asked you about certain rappers that, you think they did something strange for a piece of change. Yeah. So it's been happening, but now it's just out there. We know it's...
For one of them guys that came out of nowhere. I don't know. The Lord told me to say that.
Like you had the bass in your
Repent.
voice. That sounds like a word came from above.
It did. He just said repent. Oh man, I can't. He used me as a vessel. I know I said use me as a vessel, but he just said repent.
You're looking around and everything.
I did look around like, where did that come from? Because I wasn't even thinking about that.
That wasn't even your voice.
No, but I had empathy for them guys. So that's what it was when you said. As soon as you said they did something strange with people, I felt bad for them. Like,
right.
Damn, my God, just repent. The Lord's still gonna love you, even if you're used up, tore up. You tore up, like found in the ditch creek. You know what I'm saying? Like one eye with the arm broke, a leg broke. Like, you can be tore up like that, and the Lord is still gonna love you.
He's still gonna love you.
He gonna take you in whatever condition. You be 680,000 pounds. He's gonna look at you like my guy, my girl. But he gonna say, right. "I love you." So that's why I love God, and I'm always gonna be spiritually connected and thankful and grateful because He loves you regardless. You could be the trashiest person on earth. You can committed the most lies. You can do that. But if you genuinely ask for forgiveness and try to change and try to say, hey, I can't act like this no more. I can't do this no more. Mm-hmm. Then He will be right there waiting for you. He going to be right there to push you along, hold your hand, lift you up, put you on His back. He gonna put you in a barrel roll, you know what I'm saying, float you. Sometimes you just feel like you floating, you know. Like, how did this happen? You know what I mean? So that's why, I'm always gonna be loving my God. But
Rothstein, he got us taking us to altar call.
I mean,
is there one?
Wow. You know what I mean? Wow.
Come to the front of the
take your time.
Is there one?
Is there one? Don't fight it. Shame me.
No. That was awesome how that just washed over you to have to say that. That was. Yeah,
man. You sparked it with that. I don't know. I'm sorry to cut you from where you was going.
No. Somebody need to hear that.
Somebody need to hear it because it came from the spirit. When it came from my pit of my belly, it came from the pit of my belly. It said, repent. I'm like, for me, I need to repent. I said, I'm going to repent right now.
Right now.
Maybe that was for me. Repent. I repent. So they don't feel bad out there. I'll do it with you. Yeah, I'm going to repent with you.
Yes.
Yeah, you need a partner like that. Like,
you do. Where 2 or 3 are gathered.
I mean, come on, my first lady. You know this sound like first lady right now. Put the mink on right now.
I got the women's ministry.
Come on. You do. When 2 or 3 are gathered. You know what I mean? That's when the Lord is in there. So that's why, it's a pair. That's why you got this life. You have to go through it with somebody else. We're here to be in pairs. Duality. Yin and yang. Man and woman.
I love when you talk like this, y'all.
You know what I mean? Or whatever. Whatever you say it is, whatever you want to say it is, it's a balance. You have to have, 2. Now, if you want to do poly and all that, that's on you too. But you still have to have somebody. Like, I feel like everybody needs somebody. And it's a man, woman, whatever you prefer, but it's a partner. You know what I'm saying? And it's somebody that you can talk to. You got 2 hands, you got 2 ears. So you gotta pay attention. 2 eyes.
Right.
Like, why he give us an eye in the back of our head? Why he, give us another ear or another,
Exactly.
Because it's and that's why people don't like order. Some people don't like discipline. Some people don't like following or respect. Like, people don't like that because they want to be wild and loose and all that. But it's order. We got organs. You know what I'm saying? We got certain things are how they are for a reason. So you have to follow the order. You can't go out of order. Like alphabet. You can't put Z in the beginning. No, I'm putting Z in the beginning. Hold on, my God. No, we said A in the beginning. Alpha. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't make the rule. Did you make the rule? No, my gang. I just got here. You got here when I got here, right? Yes, I'm here, my gang. We both here right now. So there was somebody who's here before us. Mm-hmm. You put some structure in place.
Yes.
Just like this building, houses and stuff, you have to have structure in order for stuff to last.
Tell them.
That's all I got, man. I'm cooking tonight.
You are. I think, what's our time look like?
Man, we cooking, man. So, we literally about almost 2 hours right now.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not.
Wow.
So
It's about to be chop it into two.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have 2. But now I said podcast, you know what I mean? Because when I did mine, shout out Roth Talk Podcast. You can check us out on YouTube, Spotify, everywhere. Yes. But I did an hour, and it would go by so fast. And I would be like, man, we got so much more we could talk about, so much more. So with us, we did an hour, and then we went from, of course, there's one topic, and now we're into a whole other topic. So we could definitely make this a 2-parter, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Or we can keep it going. If somebody gonna listen to this, I don't know who am I gonna listen for. I mean, we cooking though, so you might listen. So,
While they making dinner,
mopping. Yeah, we'll put it out there, but that's what podcasts is not supposed to be perfect or super structured. Or if you look at some of the best podcasts, Drink Champs, and they just all over the place. It's just like, it's genuine conversation, and I think that's what I can appreciate. But having such a dope co-host is just great.
Thank you.
Genuine conversation, and it's not like super structured, or we're not super tight.
Right.
It's just free form. We just went from one topic, went to another topic,
We did.
But it all still flows. Hello. Yes. But you got anything else though? You got anything else you want to talk about?
Tons of stuff. Always. It's up to you.
I mean, we cooking right now, so I mean, if you want to do one more topic,
sure. Let me see. So we have all these ideas. Let's shake it up.
Shake it up.
Shake it up.
Shake.
Let's talk about. You touched on it. About being 2 people, and then you mentioned poly and things like that. Let's talk about this monogamy, polygamy, situationships, entanglements. What they looking like? Do you think there's longevity in those things?
It's only longevity in the truth. That's the only thing that's gonna be that's going to make longevity work. Because if we're not honest with each other in what we want or what we desire, or that behind in the back of your mind free thing you want to do, or undercover thing that you know what I mean? Like, if we're not totally truthful and honest with each other, like, I don't like this, or I like this, I don't know, I'm with this, I'm not with that. And a lot of people really don't get that deep with their partner. Like,
right.
Because you still hide stuff from your partner. You might do something, you know what I mean, or might want something done your partner's not doing, because you don't want to be like, oh, I want this or that. So until you're able to have a true and honest conversation with your partner, and it's not, and it can involve too. It's not going to be just for 10 years. I mean, I just want it like this. No, I might 2 years later, I might want to try it. I might get exposed to something else, and then now I'm doing this. So, because we evolve and change. So, it's only gonna work if it's truth and honesty. If the person can be like, hey, this is what I'm into. Are you into this? And I'm like, no. Well, man, I'm into this, or you gonna get with her, you know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna make you get into this because I'm into this.
Right.
Since you're not doing this, somebody else can do. You know what I mean? So I say, as long as you can be open and honest with your partner, and she like, if your good partner's into women, and then you're like, all right, well, I'm into women.
Right.
Hello. So it just makes perfect sense for us to have a partnership. But you gotta know boundaries. You gotta know this. You gotta know that. So and you gotta be open and honest, because if a person can't feel like they trust you, or you're gonna go behind their back, or they're gonna, then that's where it gets sticky. That's where it gets drama. So to have less drama, the truth is always gonna have to be there. They always have to know exactly what's going on, what's your intentions, how you feeling. Are you catching feelings for this person? Are you this, that? Or is it just a sexual lusting thing? Or is it this, that? So if you're not going to be open and honest with your person, or you're not already open and honest with your partner, I would suggest not doing it until you are really, really ready to have those conversations about what are you into. And if you're not, or if you've never done it, maybe we should just try it out and see if you're open-minded. Or if you like, no, I'm not against it, then am I willing to sacrifice something that I like for the betterment of you? So then that's where that part comes in it as well. So that's where it's going to come down to who you are as a partner and the kind of partner you have. And I'll land right there.
Mic drop. No, I like that. I definitely feel that the openness, the honesty is going to be huge in there. So you brought up a good point, though. What if what you're into, your partner isn't into? You sacrifice that and it's cool for now. Do you end up resenting that person later? What's the what?
Oh, man. That's a great question, because it's really going to depend on how important that thing is to you.
Okay.
Is it something you can do without? Is it something that is super important? Because some stuff is super important. Like, if you're not doing this, then I don't really need you. Or you're not doing it this good, you know what I'm saying? Then that's where the relationship can get complicated, because maybe they go find somebody else, or maybe an ex was doing it and then they go with their ex. So,
right.
So I say if you're in tune with your partner and you want to please your partner, and this is something that's important to them, and if it's something you may not be, if it's something that's going to compromise who you are as a person, then I'd say fuck it, leave them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But if you're, even if you might be a little uncomfortable with it, but if it's something that is going to help, bring joy to your partner, because I think people forget, like, you're supposed to make your partner happy. Like, I think people too busy worried about their happiness instead of knowing, like, hey, I gotta make my partner happy, so I don't want her to go nowhere, I want him to go nowhere. So if you don't want that, then you gotta put effort into doing what your partner like. And if you find out what they like, then you keep doing it. You're gonna keep your partner. Hello. What if you ain't doing what they ain't like, and they'll find somebody else with a mic?
Ouch.
Hello.
No, I like it.
But you didn't say your point on that. Don't try to skip.
I was just asking you questions.
No. I got a lot of talk time, so you think you slick.
No.
This is the last question. This is the last question right here. So I want to hear from you about the poly, the mono, poly.
Okay. I am a firm believer in monogamy. I'm with you. There's one person for everyone. I believe in natural selection. And I believe in soulmates. It might speak to my age or whatever, but I believe in that.
Like an old person.
I am. I believe in that commitment, dedication, all that stuff. But at the same time, I still believe, have seen that there are poly relationships that work. And I guess that speaks to their honesty, to their openness, to the willing participants, things like that. It's all about lifestyle and choices, maturity, all those things tied into one. So if all that's there and it works for you, do you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't knock it. I don't ill it. Like, if it's working, and I talk about this all the time, I'm on the pursuit of happiness. So if something's making you happy, me happy, we doing it.
Right. Okay. No, I mean, I think that your happiness is just as important as your partner. You know what I mean? And if your partner is not putting in the effort to make sure you're happy just as much as you're putting in effort to make them happy, then you got to reevaluate that or communicate. And I think a lot of times people are kind of afraid to have I don't even say it's a tough talk, because I feel like it's the approach to your partner of how you tell him. Because if he used to you nagging and like always complaining about stuff, and then you want to try to tell him how to fix something, like, there you go again, complaining, and nothing's ever good enough. You know what I mean? But if you can just find the right way, well, it might be writing a letter. You know what I mean? Sometimes writing a letter, not even texting, because texting can get misconstrued. But one thing people don't ever get misconstrued is letters.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, you was yelling in that letter. Like, no, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if you write in big letters, it still don't have a effect on you like texting does. Like, texting, you can shorthand something. Like, I'm looking real short. Look, I ain't want to type all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, maybe it's writing a letter, you know, or maybe having a facilitator. Sometimes you might need some person that you can speak to them, and then they can speak to that person. Because sometimes I can't get you to understand, but this person can say the same exact thing, and then they can reach you like, you know what, you right. I'm not fucking, that's what I just said. But you know what I mean? But it had to come from it had to come from somebody else. And you know, because even with your family, you could tell your family the best advice in the world, but then let somebody off the street tell them, and then they'll go with that person. Yeah. Hey, I'm your flesh and blood, and you not thinking I'm gonna tell you something that's correct or right or to help you win or da-da-da. But let Jimbo, like, no, Jimbo said that I needed it. I'm like, how you gonna listen to, you know what I mean? So we have to just know that we're messengers, but not everybody's gonna get our message. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be, we can, whether it's one person or 10,000, 10 million, we all can reach people.
Oh yeah.
We all have the ability to connect to a certain amount of people. You know what I'm saying? That some people can reach this amount, some people reach this, some people reach this, and then, but we all can reach a certain amount of people. And it's all about the message. It's all about how you deliver the message and how you effectively communicate. You know, not putting nobody down, but say how I need to say what I need to say in such a way where you understand, and you can literally take what I told you and then you can use it. You know what I'm saying? And then like, okay, then you know what I'm saying? Like, not like you're not confused on what I mean. Like, you literally know what I mean with effective communication. But we definitely lack in that in the human.
Very true.
You know what I mean? Because our emotions and anxiety and nervousness and lack of education and lack of not even having the right words to communicate properly. And that frustrates people, and then that's what makes people want to fight. And make people want to do this because I want to say something, but I can't because I don't know how. Right. But I know how to use this fence. I know how to hurt you. Yeah. You know what I mean? And for me, you see I talk. So I like to talk. I ain't gonna fight, but I'll talk. Talk to you.
You're definitely great at being an effective communicator. You listen as much as you can talk to, and you know when to put the mic down. You definitely realize that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. You listen twice as much as you speak, and I love that. Any adversity we have, your effective communication is always there. There's no put downs. There's no condescension, things like that. So I guess you a good guy or whatever.
Hello. Well, no, I appreciate that. Because I used to be so like quiet, and, you know what I mean? And because of low self-esteem, like I didn't realize that was why I was so shy and stuff, because I wasn't sure of myself. And then once I got to high school, I became sure of myself, and then when I got to college, I was too much damn sure of myself. It was like it went too far. Like, hold on, you supposed to calm down, man. Like, you was down in the dumps. Now you think you that guy. And then I got to college, got humbled again, and then, you know, went back up, and then went back down. So I always get humbled, but it just prepared me for my next thing that I do. So you know what I mean. But that's why I know, is because I've been through different stages. So when you've been down at the bottom, you can relate to those, you know, people who's feeling down and depressed and dark and all that. Yeah. Then when you're so positive and assured and faith-based, and you know, you just feel so strong. I know how it feels to be up there too. So it's like, if you in between that, we can get along. But then there's some people that's too big-headed, that's beyond that. Like they think they got, and then there's people who's down in the dumps, and it's gonna take a minute to dig them out, or dig themselves. They gotta save themselves. And you can throw the life raft, but if they can't swim, or they quit swimming, or think they ain't got it no more to give or left, then that's where some people just float.
Some people just float. So is that no longer living? Is that just existing?
Imagine just being in the ocean, just floating. There's nothing around, just the ocean. Just, you don't see no land, or the land you see is like way over there. Like you can get there, it's an illusion. Right. Because what you see is like, oh, that's too far, I can't make it. Yeah. But if you just keep swimming a little bit at a time, 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 you gonna get there.
Y'all, Rothstein just took us so deep.
Hello.
I wasn't even ready for that.
Man, I'm a wise young man.
Young man.
Yes, a young man.
So your gray hair is definitely wisdom.
Definitely. I learned some Lord put me through some things. But he knows it's just for that. Because I always said, by the time I'm 50, I'm going to be so dope. Like, I'm going to be so dope. Yeah. I don't know why I'm so excited about becoming 50. But
I've never heard anyone say that, especially being this young and now saying that you can't wait to be 50.
I always said, because my mindset, I like where I'm at now, and I'm trying to think 10 years from now. Can you, just knowing me now, and then it's just 10 years later, just everything I'm gonna go through and different things, highs and lows, whatever. But when I'm 50, you ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing. You ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing. I feel like that's when I'm gonna be a Billy. I really feel like I'm gonna be a billionaire by the time.
Come on, speaking into existence.
I don't know what I just feel. I feel it. My hands start itching as soon as I said it. But I feel like 50 is gonna be my marquee year, because it's I'm gonna know who I am by 50. I'm there, I'm getting there. Yeah. But by 50, I'm gonna know. Everything's gonna be in motion. Of what I've working on, everything I'm working on now is gonna be in motion. So I'm gonna be already going a well-oiled machine. By the time I'm 50, killing the game, suits, swagged out. Man, I want the little strip right there. The little gray strip right there. With the beard. I'll finally get a beard at 50.
Well, for the record, I think you're incredibly dope right now.
I love you. Thank you, baby. So are you.
Thank you, sir.
But that's enough. I'm just talking. I can talk.
I love it.
But Yeah. So we done. We got anything else? Good.
Let's leave them wanting more.
Yes, we've. I didn't even realize we went this long. That's why we was having these little breaks. Those gonna be our commercial breaks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's because it was like, something we been cooking.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been so like our regular talk, so that's why we can go.
Right.
So yeah. So any last words before we get up out of here?
Let me see. All right, so we're not here for a long time. Make the best of it. Viva vida. Live life.
Okay, thank you for the translation because I didn't know what you said. I don't know what she said, y'all. Hopefully it was good. And I'm going to leave y'all with smile every day, y'all. It's not that serious. Trust me, y'all. It's not that serious. Smile. Enjoy. Be happy. Life is an experience. Life happens to you. So a lot of times you got to react. And you can either react upset, mad, happy, sad, whatever. But at the end, when you wake up, before you end your day, you need to smile at least once. You need to have some type of joy. You need to be thankful for something. Because we all got something to be thankful for. You listening to this podcast, we're thankful that you paid your bill so you can listen to the podcast. So we thankful for that. And we thankful, and so yeah, just find something to be thankful for. That's what I'm gonna end mine at. But this has been another episode of the Slim and Roth podcast. This is what we're gonna do now, since this is a new podcast.
Okay.
I'm gonna say the, and you say Slim, and then I say Roth, and then you both say podcast.
Okay.
All right, so this has been the second episode. We call this one. What's the title for this one? Trust and Growth.
Tests and Growth.
Test and Growth. Yep. So this is episode 2, Test and Growth. We'll be coming back next week with another episode. But this is Test and Growth. So this has been another edition of the
Slim
and Roth
podcast.
Yeah, you like that. And we are out, and check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, and wherever else you find podcasts. Anything else? Last word?
That is all. See ya.
Don't want to be ya.